In this video, our intern Elena is interviewing engineer Francisca about her life as a woman engineer. Even now, when women are studying computers and technologies, women engineers are still minority.
What made you want to study engineering?
Because my dad liked robots was what inspired me to study engineering in the first place.
In class and working in general, where you felt women in engineering and specifically either like there wasn't that many of them, they aren't taken as seriously?
There are definitely very few female engineers. Like I was the only one in the class who was female in my course, and even in university in Japan, like I was also the only female in the same laboratory in the same year. So there are few female engineers. But regarding whether female engineers are not taken seriously, I don't think so. I don't think that's the case, like according to my experience so far.
Where have you worked at? Have you just been working at Plan, or is there like any other company that you worked for in the past?
It's just for Plan. Because in Indonesia, I was just helping my dad's company.
What do you feel about like the expectation that women need to quit their job once they get married or have pregnant? Like, is that something that you think about, or is just you don't consider that at all?
If I have a child, then I will want to stay at home but it doesn't mean like I won't work at all and become a full-time housewife. Like I'm not thinking about that.
The biggest issues that comes up with women once they have children is that since housework and like expectations for childcare, it's not divided evenly. So even if a woman is working full-time, if she also has a husband who's working full-time, she is expected to be the one to compromise and shorten her work hours, change her work schedule so that it fits around family life. How do you feel about that?
Thinking like women should be the one who do the housework. So actually, I don't really mind doing the housework.
Do you think that you would then lessen your work hours or change your work schedule so that if you can also have a family? An issue that comes up often for women is that they have to choose work or family. In that case, do you think you can have it both ways, or do you think you would give priority to one over the other?
I will want to have both of them. I'm not sure how.
Do you think you could find a way to make it happen in a way that you would not to consider? Do you think people around you were very encouraging of you like wanting to? Because an issue, especially in Asian countries, is that women don't need to have a higher education. They're told they just need to have a middle school education and then that's all they need. Do you think that atmosphere around you, or like not so much?
I don't need to study so much or to get PhD. It's probably from my own family. From other people, like I don't think I have that kind of comments.
If you don't mind telling me, like what was the reason your family was telling you that?
Let me think of how to phrase it. I guess it is also because my dad has a traditional way of thinking. So he thinks that if women study too much, then it's hard for them to get married or something like that.
Have you felt a pressure, not just from your family, but like societally or within yourself, that you need to get married by a certain age? In Japan, in the past, there was like an understanding that women, once they reach over 24, so once they turn 25, they're off the market in terms of marriage. So then women just need to work until 24 and then find a husband, and then that's like what they mainly need to do. Have you like pressure like within yourself or from society or people around you that you need to get married by a certain age? And how do you feel about it?
No, there's no such pressure from my family or from other people.
Have you felt like some sort of that kind of thinking in yourself, or do you think you were always whatever I want to do, I can do?
I think I'm more to whatever I can do, I will do it.
And do you think the culture around women is like different in Japan versus your home country?
The women in Japan in regarding to what?
The society or the expectations, like what women are supposed to do, what they end up doing, the societal understanding expectation for what women are supposed to do. Do you think it's different than Japan versus your home country? Like, for example, I think in the States versus Japan, people still look down on women a little bit. I think in Japan, there's like a very strict culture of women need to work until they get married and then quit and become a housewife. I think a housewife is a very like big thing in Japan, where in America it's starting to go away. The housewife is like not that big of a thing, but I think nowadays in Japan, housewives are still pretty big. And in America, I don't really see many people my age who want to be housewives, whereas in Japan, there are a few people I know that want to be housewives because I just think that's the only way that they can live. So like, do you think there's that type of difference within like where you're from versus Japan?
I would think my country is similar to Japan, and like they are expected to be housewives. I don't think there are a lot of women who really wants to have a career. I don't think I've heard such thing even among my friends.
Do you think that culture is changing? For in Japan, it's changing little by little. How do you feel like? Do you feel like it's still the same in your country or not really?
Honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea how is it now.
I feel like, have you experienced assault in Japan? I feel like
Assault?
every woman has experienced assault.
No.
Oh, really? Oh, that's good. My sister, when she was 12, I
12?
think she was on the train and like someone was groping her and she was wearing like a Kirby t-shirt. Yeah, I don't know.
That's crazy.
Have you ever experienced, you are the head engineer, you're in charge of everything. When dealing with like clients and stuff, have you ever felt if you go with Hidaka-san, like they want to listen more to Hidaka-san than you? Have you ever felt like that type of situation?
There are such cases, yeah. But I guess that's expected. I'm not sure.
Overall, how do you feel about the culture, social understanding towards women in Japan? Do you think some aspects needs to change, or it's fine the way it is, all of it's bad?
I am not sure because I'm also foreigner, so like I'm not expected to do things I'm not expected to do.
Are expected to do as opposed to like a normal, like typical Japanese woman.
You are supposed to wear makeup when you go out or something like that.
There are some countries in Japan where women, they have to wear makeup when they come to work. Glasses, you can't wear glasses to work, but you can if you're a man, but not if you're a woman. Like high heels, and sometimes you're forced to wear skirts. Even with high school students, the girls, they have to wear skirts. Do you think you feel that at Plan or not really?
At Plan, not at all. But regarding about in school, the girls have to wear skirts. In Indonesia, we also have uniforms, so girls have to wear skirts.
So I guess though you've only worked at Plan, the culture there is kind of a little bit different than stereotypical Japanese company culture. So I guess you haven't faced much of disparity or like feeling that you are not looked at as highly because you're a woman or that type of situation. Regarding you started studying engineering, do you think your dad was like encouraging of that passion or not so much? If you're okay with saying that, if you're not, you don't have to.
I think he thinks that this kind of engineering field will have a future, so I think that's why he encouraged me and my brother to study engineering.
You've only been to school in Japan.
I live in Indonesia until I finished high school, and then after that I went to Australia for my bachelor's, and then for my master's and PhD I went to Osaka University. There are very few women, but like I said, I don't feel like women gets looked down.
So thank you for taking time to talk to me today. Alright, I'll let you go then. You can go ahead and leave. I'm not sure if Tommy-san has something.
Yeah.
Hey, if you like the content of this video, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up.